Hey there, this is Mike. I'm back to give you a tutorial on how to edit and publish your leave summary biography. So let's quickly review. We've gotten to this point where we've finished. Remember, we had a fictitious biography, a guy by the name of Robert Johnson, and we can go back here now and review and edit any of the records by just clicking the Records tab at the top. And these are all the records that we created. So if you recall, we created this fictitious user, Robert Johnson, male, goes by the nickname Bob, when he was born in '56, and he was born in New Hampshire, and we uploaded some placeholder photos. We then entered his parents, Betty and George Johnson, and when they were born, and we put in some placeholder photos. We did the same for siblings. We did the same for the schools he attended, his high school, and then he went off to college. And then after college, you recall he went to work, first at Boeing and then at GE Aviation. And a little synopsis on his profession. He was a mechanical engineer in the aviation industry. And then we got into his personal relationships, his spouse and children. If you recall, we said he married Melissa Peters in 1986, and he had 2 kids, Barbara and Ken. He didn't have any grandchildren or great-grandchildren yet. And then his pets, we said he had a dog named Rover that he entered, and then he had some favorite activities, which was dining out, fishing, and watching his favorite sports team. So we entered these in chapter 1, chapter 2, and then chapter 3, and we have these records. And of course, we can click on these record cards, and we can edit the information right here and change the photos or add new photos if we'd like. But the best place really to make edits, especially if you're going to do multiple versions, is just over here at the top right hand of the screen. You'll see this edit script. And here is where you can edit every slide. You can change the narration, what the narrator says on each slide. You can change the photo, and you can even change the caption. So let's just do that real quick. Before we do that, let me mention that once you click publish, it will render this entire presentation that's there, and it will allow you to download for free one MP4 file, one MP4 video, which you can save, you can post on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you'd like, free of charge. Once you do multiple versions, then that's when the premium clicks in, and you can either have a subscription to do unlimited versions or $9.99 per MP4. So before you click this publish button, let's make sure that you love your story and that you edit it to your heart's content before you click publish and get your free MP4. And of course, to see the presentation to this point, we've already reviewed this several times, but up here you just click the play button.
This is an introduction to the life and legacy of Robert Johnson.
And it will play the story.
Most of his friends call him Bob. He is 67 years young this year.
Now, if you recall, if you want to jump ahead, you can click the arrows that are here on the left and here on the right. So you can click very quickly through each slide. Or if you want to jump quicker, down here there's a carousel, see at the bottom of the screen, and you can jump to any slide that you like. So we're jumping to the pet slide there. So that's how you can jump around, see the presentation, and also play it from the beginning. Make sure you love it. Now, if you don't love it and you want to make changes to the narration, you want to change photos, we're going to do that right now. I'm just going to show you. Just click the edit script icon in the upper right hand corner of your screen under your email address, and it will bring up the handy dandy editor.
This is an introduction to the life and legacy of Robert Johnson.
So it's just going to take one slide at a time. So you can see we have Robert's picture, this is the caption, and down here is the narration that's spoken. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. You can hide this slide. It will not play. So we'll just skip this slide, and it will start here
Most of his friends call him
on slide 2.
He is 67 years young this year.
But let's keep that slide.
Legacy of Robert Johnson.
It's a great start, but let's say we want to edit it. So to edit this first slide, this introductory slide on Robert Johnson's biography, you just click the auto custom button. You're going to turn that on right here, and now we can edit. So perhaps we want to change this just to say Robert's bio. Right? And down at the bottom here, it says this is an introduction to the life and legacy of Robert Johnson. That's what the narrator is going to speak. We can just change that to this is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson. And now if we play that,
This is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson.
see how the narrator's voice changes?
Most of his friends call him Bob.
Go back here.
This is the life.
So it will play one at a time. So if you go forward
Most of his friends call him Bob.
and go back, you can just play just this one
Life
slide.
and legacy of Robert Johnson.
And we just have Robert's bio. So, and here we can also, by clicking this upload button, we can change this picture if we don't like this picture of Robert. If we want to change the picture, you recall, I'm going to move myself over there real quick. We gonna change this. Maybe we want to put him when he was a child. So we can change his picture by just picking a different picture from our computer. Now, we said, oh, that's not a good picture. That's not the one I want. I like the one I had before. You just come up here and click revert slide, and it will return you back to the original picture. And it's also going to return you back to the caption and the narration. So since we reverted back, if we want to keep the picture but change the caption, again, we have to go back here and edit it. And this is an introduction. This is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson. So there, we've got the picture we like. This is the caption we like, and this is the voice that's going to be spoken. When we're happy with that slide, we go to slide 2.
Most of his friends call him Bob. He is 67 years young this year.
So you notice we have the same picture in slide 2 that we have on slide 1.
This is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson.
That's slide 1. You can see up here slide 1 and slide 2.
Most of his friends call him Bob.
We said, oh, because we didn't,
7 years young this year.
we only uploaded one profile picture of Bob. So this is the point where we probably going to want to add a different photo. So again, we'll go to custom, and this time we will choose just another photo. And now we've got a different photo for slide 2. And again, if we want to change this narration, we can just say, Bob is 67 this year. And says most of his friends call him Bob. And we can just have it say that. So now if we go back,
This is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson.
and slide 2,
Most of his friends call him Bob.
and see. So that's how you do it, and you just edit each slide.
A life well lived is a story worth telling. Let's start where it all began.
If you don't like this placeholder that's put in there for you by the Leaves program, again, you would just change it out by doing a different photo and changing the narration, or you can hide it. Go to the next one.
It was the year 1956. May 15th to be exact. Known as the Golden Age. Color TV was invented and the polio vaccine was developed.
So you see how the narrator split this? It said
Known as the Golden Age.
known as the Golden Age, and then the color TV's on, and the
Color TV
polio.
was invented and the polio vaccine was developed.
So let's say we want to put that, we're going to cut that, and we're going to go back and we're going to put it here
Known as the Golden Age.
because the TV is on this picture. So we can adjust how the narration is, what slide it appears on. So we'll go back.
It was the year 1956. Known as the Golden Age, color TV was invented.
So now we have color TV was invented on this screen,
And the polio vaccine was developed.
and this now syncs with this narration syncs with this image. And again, if you don't like this historical context weaved into the story, or you want to change the context, maybe you want to do a Google search and find out what other exciting things were happening in 1956 or 57, and you want to put in a different context, you know, that it was beginning of the Soviet space race or whatever. Or again, you can just hide the slide if you don't like the historical context, and it will just skip right over it and go to the
Dwight
next
D.
one.
Eisenhower ran the country. While que sera sera, whatever will be top the music charts.
So we're giving a little bit of historical context of what was happening, who was president, what the music was. If you don't like this song, if there was another favorite song during this era that you would rather, go find the song and change this narration and change the album cover. So again, it's completely up to you. It's completely flexible in terms of how you change the narration and also to change the caption. So on this slide, you notice there is no caption. On this slide, there's
Over
no
in the town of
caption.
Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
And this is an actual picture of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Maybe we want to add a caption and say Portsmouth, oops, got to spell right, 1956. Maybe that was a picture take. So we can add a caption if there's not one there.
27-year-old George Johnson.
And now we're talking about the
And
parents.
25-year-old Betty Johnson prepared for Bob to make his grand entrance. He was a welcomed addition to the family and to the baby boomer generation.
Now another thing, you can add limited GIFs. So this is a static photo inserted by Leaves about that he was born into the baby boomer generation. Maybe we want to add a fireworks picture. I think this one is an animated one. Let's see here. We'll upload. Oh no, that's a static picture too.
He was a welcomed addition to the family and to the baby boomer generation.
We do support animation, so if you do have a GIF that's animated, it will animate. So keep that in mind too. They just can't be too large. I don't think they can be over, I believe 10 megabytes is the limit for GIF animation.
Bob was one of 3 children.
Then we go into the children, his siblings, what was happening when he was growing up, and again, we can just go through each one of these, his high school, and it's just going to continue on, or you can jump ahead using this
I am looking for
down here with the carousel, and again,
most meaningful relationships.
edit it to your heart's content
Speaking of Robert's important relationships, let's meet his children.
until you love it. I'm going to put myself back over here, and now I'm going to close the script. Now you'll notice that the edits that we just made are going to play when we play the story. It's going to play with these edits now.
This is the life and legacy of Robert
So
Johnson.
the edit we edited this.
Most of his friends call him Bob. A life well lived is a story worth telling. Let's start where it all began.
So you can see it just regenerates the
It was
story.
year 1956, May 15th to be exact. Known as the Golden Age, color TV was invented.
We added color TV was invented on that slide.
Dwight D. Eisenhower ran the country.
So you get it now. You just click edit script, edit each slide to your heart's content, replay it, make sure it's the way you want it, and when it is, Then you click publish. I'm going to click publish, and it warns you. You can create and download one free MP4 video of your biography summary. And after that, you'll be charged to create subsequent editions. But you're happy with this one, you get one free. Click proceed to publish. And here you go. You'll see down here, it's generating the video. It's creating the MP4 for you in real time of this presentation. So it's not ready yet. When it is, this generating video text will go away and you'll see a download button. And that's going to be your free MP4 to download. We'll wait till that finishes. This is also the link. You can click the share icon here. This is when people come in, they can love your story, like your story. This is the share icon. If you click the little share icon, I'm sure you're familiar with that. And then you click this copy to your clipboard. And if we go to a completely new browser, we can send that link off to friends and family and give them the link, and they can come in and see your story. It doesn't cost anything. They don't have to register. They just link and they can play your story. And they can also, I'm going to put myself over here, they can also see your map. Remember this cool little map that we have here of the places lived and worked and marriages and children and all the things. So your friends and family can see your interactive map of all the places you've lived and worked and had significant events like marriages and children. And they can see your timeline, which is kind of cool. It starts from your father's birth and it goes all the way up till the present day. And so that's the free, what we call the visitor hub. And you notice they can't edit it. There's nothing they can do down here. All they can do, they can comment it, like, great story, Dad. And if they hit comment, it just gets added to the comments. And you'll get notified when you get a comment on the story. So that's the visitors hub. It's a private link. Only those with the link can get access to the story, the map, and the timeline. All right, we're going to go back to our editing environment. So you can see that the video is now generated. You can see the little download button here. It's the little green icon. We click that to download the MP4, but we can also play it.
This is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson. Most of his friends call him Bob.
Okay, and if we miss something, and you go, oh, I really wanted to make some other changes, and I've already hit the MP4 button. Well, it's okay. We'd love you to subscribe or create more different editions of your MP4. So before we leave this, let's just say, okay, you like this edition, but you have some changes you're going to want to make. You just click this download link. Give it a minute. You can see it's downloading the video, and boom, it comes up. And now you can name it whatever you want. We'll call it Robert Johnson. And we click save, and it's saving it now. So now I have an MP4 of Robert Johnson's story and can send it to friends and relatives and whatever we want. But if now, having done that one free version, you want to create multiple versions, or maybe maybe he's passed away and you want to make changes and you want to do a memorial instead, you would just back up here to your screen. Move myself back over here and click edit, and let's create a new version now. So click edit.
This is the life and legacy of Robert Johnson.
So let's just say we're going to say it's Robert, maybe he passed away, Robert Johnson's memorial tribute. Oops, a little too long. All right. There is a limit, obviously, to how much text can get on one slide. So we're going to just change this to Robert Johnson. And then we're down here, we'll say, this is a tribute to the life and legacy of Robert Johnson. I misspelled tribute. I'm just going to correct it. Okay, we like that. Now on slide, we're going to let people know that he's passed away. We're going to go to slide 2.
Most of his friends call him Bob.
All right, and we're going to change this. And we'll say, Bob passed away September 19th, 2023. And we'll say, here's to Bob. Right? So here, we're changing the whole thrust. We had a presentation on Robert Johnson and his life. He's still alive and what he's doing and his activities. And now either Bob has passed away or we're creating this tribute for someone else. And we're going to change the whole nature of it to someone who's passed away, and we're going to do a tribute for them for their eulogy or for their funeral or something that the family can say forever. So you can create multiple editions. I've even seen people hide all the slides all the way up to the profession. So if you wanted to do just a professional biography, for example.
Bob's primary profession was Bob's hard work and determination to further his education and earned his back.
We'll say
he studied determined to continue his education. Bob,
all right.
If he wasn't wearing bell-bottoms and dancing disco, well, then.
So
determined to continue his education, Bob enrolled into NHTI.
So here you can hide all the slides up to this point. If you're going to do a professional biography on yourself or someone that you wanted to put on LinkedIn, for example, hide all the slides up to this point of your education and your bio, and tailor this presentation and save it as an MP4 for just a professional bio. So I've done that on my own. For example, you can see that on my LinkedIn. All the slides are hidden to this point, and then I'm going to customize it and say Bob received his college education at New Hampshire Institute NIT, and what he studied.
He studied mechanical engineering and earned his Bachelor of Science. Bob's hard work and determination to further his education is an impressive life accomplishment, if I don't say so myself.
So this may not apply in a professional biography, so I'm just going to hide that slide.
Bob began his working life
and you can talk about your working life, the titles you've held, all the things you want to do. And then once it's finished through the biography, whatever you want to say about your biography, now it's going to get into your marriage and all of those things. You would just hide it. So again, hide all the slides all the way up to your education and your work life, and then all the slides behind it. And you can end with a, contact me at with your email address, and close the script and click publish changes. And now you have a whole new video. So just in this one, we showed you how to edit and publish your story. We showed you how to create a whole new story, maybe for someone who's passed away, by changing the slides. And you can create an entirely different version by hiding all the slides except for your professional credentials if you want to do a professional bio. So I covered a lot. I just want to show it's a very flexible, very fun program to use. I hope you love Leaves. I hope you create some great biographies. If you do decide to create multiple ones, please join that. Oh, I got to refresh. You can always click subscribe. And if you subscribe, it's only $2.99, and you can do unlimited versions. So if you know you're going to do at least 3, if not more than 3 versions, which cost $10 a piece, after your free one, you might want to subscribe so you can do unlimited versions. You'll also get a personalized URL, and you'll get first access and some bennies that we're going to be offering for those when we launch the virtual biographer coming up here shortly. Also, one last thing before I let you go, don't forget to hit the feedback button over on the right. If you have a suggestion, if you're confused, if you find a bug, let us know. You don't have to give your email address. It's not required. You just tell us what you want to tell us and click send. But if you want us to get back to you, include your email address and our staff will get back to you. So I covered a lot. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you have a fun time creating your Leaves timeless tale. All right? Bye for now.